Hey Kisa. I see you. How are you? Tired? The YouTube live thing is really weird. It says there's 0 people watching, yet you're here. I was waiting for people to join, but then, I don't know. I'm gonna install your mod on Milky, just because I think that the shape is gonna be easier to transfer to flat. And then, does this have more? No, that's just... I don't know if Devo is here, but I was trying to figure out which install they wanted. Heck. Uh... Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to disable chat here, and then I'm going to simultaneously stream in Discord, just so it'll be easier to chat there. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Well, hopefully it allows me to. I don't know. Sorry, I've never really done this before. Okay. Yeah, this can work out. Let me... Okay, does YouTube like that? That is the question. Oh, wow, okay. Only like 2% CPU, that's fine. Hello. Let me just open up Discord chat and YouTube chat side by side. Alright. Yeah. Okay, so for chilly morning, I was going to import that, and I have the venturing sweater and the Wesper fine woolen coat. I didn't know if those both import the same thing or if they're different things. It looks so far like they're the same thing. Here we go. So you wanted this one, or you wanted the other one? The other one was like... Oh wait, this was the... Wasn't this the one that I did the tutorial on? I think it was. Yeah, it totally was. So, you want that one, or you want the other one? The one that just has, like, the fur on one side. Okay, so this one. And then we're just waiting on Devo, it looks like. Alright, and then Blood Spiller was on... Shoot, what was that? Blood Spiller, Company Tavard. Oh, I probably need to re-export that since the last time that I did that was on my port. Wait, I can spell. have this one. Okay. There. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. Hello. Alright, there is the... Oh, don't want to throw that in there. There's the blood spiller files. And then duality. Okay, so since you're here now, Devo, for the import, here. Were you wanting A, B, or C? I don't know how they categorize that. I'm assuming it's these three, though. I don't... Okay. And there's no main pictures, but... Okay, so... What install option do you want me to pick for the top color? Black and white dyes. Wait, black and white with white dyes. Yes, this. Okay, got it. Wait, there's two options. Top and bottom. I'm assuming just picking both for... Okay. Using Bebo for group 0. Oh, that's weird. Why is... Oh, Bebo is group 2. That looks like a problem with the mod. What? The pants are fine. It's just the top. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's fixed. I don't know what that was, but oh well. Group 0. Oh, it loaded the groups wrong initially. Okay, I see. So just to double check, group 0 is Bebo, and then 1 is C, and 2 is B. Okay. Export that out. So we're doing duality A, so I'll just delete everything else. And I'm assuming you want both. Yeah, you probably want both, the top and bottoms. This will be an interesting first one to tackle. And you want to go Bebo plus to Gen 3 too, right? You know, I think this is actually a good first one to approach, just because it's going to be relatively challenging, and that means that a lot of neat tricks will get to be showed off. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Sorry, I don't know how bad the stream latency is for, like, chatting, so I don't know how far behind on the live stream it is for people who ask questions. All I know is that I have low latency selected. Alright. I mean, you can type wherever you want. I just figured I might as well have a chat open, so if people ever rewatch the live and there's ever like a really important question being asked, they'll be able to see it, but I can always just read off the questions too, so it's whatever. Okay, so everything looks to be exported out of Texel, so I think we can just start now. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna keep this up here for reference, and then open importing tool, yep. And then let's import our projects. What do you mean by Mox arms? Do you mind if I ask why you're trying to copy the post? I mean, I'm just curious because, oh. Oh, so like, making them visible? If it's not over a skin, that's pretty weird. Yeah, I'm not fully sure about that, to be honest. It might be something I'd have to look into separately. Maybe when I finish these ports I can look into it, but otherwise at the moment I don't really know. Alright, there's Blood Spiller. Let me rename everything here to Blood Spiller. Hey, Helvy. Alright, we probably want to make a new one in here for both the top and the bottom, unless we're merging them. We can merge them. Oh gosh, that is really laggy for some reason. What the heck? Okay. That's weird. Oh well. I could have sworn Pixelated told me there was a way to do that easier, but I forgot. Oh, I'll probably keep these blended just so I can see the fishnets. Yeah. And then, okay, so this is duality. And, Diva, you're wanting to go from what body to what body? You're wanting to go from Viva plus to tight, firm, large. Okay. And then, Kisa, you were wanting Blood Spiller to go from Eve Milky to what? I'll import the other one while you're thinking about that. Oh, it's chilly morning, not chill morning. Well, let's look at what small options you have. So, I think Nino on Vivo is pretty... no. I don't think that's so much. Let me... Does Trey have... I don't think Trey has a... Alright, that's just a single one. And then... Oh, I think this one is... This was the bigger one. Yeah, this. Something like this. I think you're going to probably run into some issues if you use Nymph, just because I can see a lot of stretching right here already. I'm pretty sure if I skip over and I go to a matte cap, yeah, there's a lot of weird shading stuff right here, but I think, yeah, Diana keeps it really smooth and it's relatively small, so I don't know, it's up to you, whichever one you want to do. Well, what chest size do you want? I mean, I can do whatever. Like, I'll find a way around it no matter what. I just want to know which one you want. Okay. And then just, if you wanted to explore other options outside of Diana, there is also, I'm pretty sure, you have, I think, let's see, you have this option for A press Moy, and then there is, I'm pretty sure Titan Firm also has a small. Yeah, Titan Firm also has a small, so whichever one you want. I mean, there's the Titan Firm small, there's the A press Moy small, and then there's the Vivo Plus small. So whichever one you want. It doesn't really matter. Just whatever your preference is. Okay. Or you mean Nymph? Or Diana, sorry. This is Diana. Okay. Bevo plus. Alright. So far both requests are swapping from Gen 3 to Bebo, and then from Bebo to Gen 3. Perfect examples, because I keep on getting mod reports about this all the time in modding help, and it is so annoying to try and answer the same questions every time, so getting a video to cover these transfers is going to be really useful. Okay, so chilly morning. Mark, you want to go from what to what? I actually forget which one it starts on. Doesn't it? I'm pretty sure it starts on Gen 2. Oh, it does. Really? Wait. Wait, you want it to go to Eve? Or... Because I don't think it's on Eve by default. I think it's Gen 2. Okay, so Gen 2 to Eve. Okay. Alright, so as promised, I'm doing duality first, and then I'll go in the order that it was recommended, which I think was chilly morning and then blood spiller. Or at least I think that was the order. I don't know, but whatever, because right now I'm just gonna care about duality. Okay, so... Oh, I should have probably looked this up before, but I don't know if the top and bottom for duality are separate maps, or if it can be blended into one. So I'm gonna check that out real quick. Actually, if it's on the Bunny Chief outfit, it's probably best if they're kept separate. Yeah. So I'm gonna keep them separate, but then... I'm gonna keep them separate, but I'm gonna do both on a full body transfer. Okay, yeah. So, base body, gotta find an equivalent. What's the equivalent? Probably Bebo's to start with, so we want to go... Hopefully it's starting on Bebo plus medium, because that'll be a lot easier to work with. That is not medium, that's small, I think? No, that's not even small. What the heck is that? It's like... Wait, no, that is medium. Oh, they had a push up on it, okay. So I'm assuming... Let me just get right in here real quick. Okay. Yeah, so they pushed it over to the sides of it, so... There's a few things that you can do for this. Option 1 is you just simply sculpt this around the breast so that it's outside prior to the transfer. The other option is that you can sculpt the breast inside of it and then do the transfer, but I think that's still going to give it whatever shape the destination breast has anyways. Let's see. Let me just check real quick one more time what it looks like without... Oh yeah, actually, hold on, let me just hide this to see what it looks like. Let me try soft select real quick. Oh, it's over there. And I think because it's not really visible, that's good enough. So if I show that again? Yeah, that's mostly in there. Yeah, and then I can just kind of sculpt the bottom of this out. So that looks like a fairly reasonable approach. The other approach that you can do is, instead of doing that, you can just simply show the top and then just kind of sculpt it out. Well, you can either sculpt it or you can use soft select. Sculpt is like doing this. Boop. There. So that's the sculpt solution. Granted, with less strength on it to make it look smoother. If you wanted it to be more around the actual shape, because that's what sculpting is better for, is if you really want to give it the shape of the breast. But if you want the breast to conform to the shape, then you probably wouldn't want to do sculpt. So the approach is up to you. Either or works. But if this doesn't look too different to you, then I don't think it really matters. So what is your preference? Okay, well it looks like sculpting kind of breaks the thorns. So I'm gonna, well, the thorns are probably gonna break anyways. No matter what we do. Just because of the way that it is. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to try we're just gonna try porting it, and if it doesn't come out so well, we're just going to do another attempt where we restart, and then we just try to like do the whole thing through soft select. Because that's the alternative, is just doing everything through soft select if you don't want to use shape keys. Because shape keys can sometimes mess up geometry like this. I'm trying to put together a Python bot for it. A Python bot that can automatically like select certain vertices, like select this vertice, and then like do a soft select that does this, but like move the outfit with it to conform to other shapes. So I'm trying to put something like that together, but I have no idea how to do that at the moment, so shape keys are all we have until then, but soft select is the real power. Alright, going back to this, the top, let's conform the top away, and I think even if I edit the top to go like this, and then yeah, it's still gotta conform back out of the same shape anyways. So as long as we can get it inside, that's what counts. Let's hide it real quick. Is it possible to mirror my topology with this? Okay, it is good. So if you click this button up here, anything that you do on this side will happen on this side too. So if I pull this back, it'll pull it back on both. I don't know what I just did. Oh, that's what I did. Ooh, that's really good. Okay. I'm happy with that. Yeah. Okay, let's see how that looks. Perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to... I think what I'll do is I'll bring this down a little bit. So I'm gonna do this, and then once again I'm just gonna soft select, gonna go to normal, push that out a bit. Oh shoot, I didn't have mirror topology on when I did that. Oh, well it's a separate part so it's not going to mirror anyways. But I can just do the same thing over here. There we go. That looks pretty fine. Okay, so now, because I think if I remove the bottoms, does this go... Okay, this does not go beyond there, so we're safe to use the top. So if I hide these, this is what we have now. So we're on Perky, and the goal, if we want to get it to Titan Firm, is we need to go from Viva plus Perky to Viva plus Medium, then we need to go from Viva plus Medium to Titan Firm Large. So we need to take that whole process. So the first step is we're going to try and go just from here back down to there. So we're going to start by binding all of these shape keys. Now I think because we're just going from Perky to Medium, the only thing that looks like it's changing from between Perky and Medium is the chest. It's not actually anywhere around, or sorry, the breast. It's not actually anywhere around the chest. So we won't need to add shape keys to these two parts. We'll only need to add shape keys to 1.0 and 2.2. So we'll add the basic ones. So that's, I'm pretty sure, I'm doing this from memory, but I'm pretty sure it's just surface deform and then smooth corrective, if I remember right. Bind, and then if I select one and then I shift select one, I can hit Control L and then I can hit copy modifiers, and now this side has the same, but I'll have to unbind and rebind it. So now these are both bound and ready to move, so if I move the slider, okay, they do move with it. Okay, so this, so I'm noticing right away that these are starting to go off. And the nipple's starting to show through here a bit, but I think that's just the fault of smooth correct. Yep, that is. Smooth correct also seems to be... Okay, so we're going to add a corrections vertex group, because I'm pretty sure this is all one group. Yeah, it is. So because it's all one group, what we can do is we can... I'm going to select everything that's white in here, so that'll just leave the buttons left. Okay, so if I select everything but the buttons, and I'm going to select invert, so this will only select these. Now I'm going to go into here and I'm going to add that corrections vertex that I talked about in the guide. going to go into weight paint mode and I'm going to assign them all to 1.0. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Let me select invert again and remember to select these. There we go. Okay, select invert, weight paint, pixels, set to 1. Okay, so this should keep the weights from going all funky when we apply our thing. So let's turn this back on. And then for the smooth, if we turn this off, the buttons go back to where they should. So I'm just going to turn this on and I'm going to say invert. And that should put all the, yeah, that puts all the spikes back to where they are relatively. I wonder if, and then one last thing, because I'm noticing this is acting a bit funky, but I wonder how small the gap is. Because if there is, there is, okay. So that's something else that we might want to fix. So if there's some white on the inside, that's also going to kind of mess up with the deform. Or at least it looks like it is. I can always double check. So let's slide that back slowly and see what happens. Okay, so I'm assuming I can just apply an additional corrections modifier. And then on this one, we'll say, we'll just put, we want the smoothness to be enough so that this doesn't look bad on the first one. So there, that, just 2, already looks like it's enough. But then, if we wanted to make a duplicate one, and give that to corrections 2, but we'll say we'll only do corrections 2, and then we'll pull that up to the top, we'll go to weight paint for corrections 2, and then we will paint this in. Hopefully it's going all the way through. It should be. Are you not going all the way through? Oh, is this because I'm an idiot and I didn't merge the vertices beforehand? I think it is. Sorry, I haven't used this tool in a while, but because I've been so busy on the gag project. Okay, I'll probably need to move this back out. And then rebind it. But now when I move it out, right, there's the originals. And there's the additional corrections, okay. Alright, so because this area is being particularly stubborn, what I'm gonna do is also turn off this, and then I'm just gonna soft select it. Yeah. Oh. Oh, I'm an idiot. Sorry, I keep on backtracking because I'm just not used to this at all. Okay, so cut out this. Corrections 2 needs to go into here. And then the weight paint for corrections 2 is what's going to... There we go. Okay, that's how it works. I remember. I'm remembering. There we go. Fixed. Okay. Sorry, that took me a while. Okay. But what we can do is, even while the modifiers are active now, we can take this and just select a face like this, and then just kind of pull it down. So if I select these two, I don't know why it's... I'm kind of making it different lengths. I'm making this also like circle different lengths as I go along. And I'm also using different stroke intensities because if I go to like 0.4, you can see the seams will start to appear, but if I go all the way up to like 0.1, they'll start to disappear. It's a whole ordeal, but yeah, I think for now, oh, that would explain why it was acting up over here. So I need to just do it along this line. And then just along here. There we go. Okay, so now if I go back to the corrections modifier, Okay, I see. So the main reason why this one is very picky, like why it has these creases here, is it's mainly because of the double layer, and the porting tool is kind of having a hard time morphing both the edges at the same time. So something that you can do with this is if you go into sculpt mode and you go to smooth, particularly for solid surfaces like this, on textured surfaces it does not work as well, but it does work pretty well on solid. So you can just kind of pull out a smooth brush. If you just go in the right surface, you can kind of smooth it out afterward. It doesn't work all the time, but it is an option that you can use. But for right now, I think this is pretty alright. I mean, there's already creases on the side anyway, so it kind of already looks natural as is. But we can kind of just apply the same thing to the other side now, so I'm just going to copy the modifiers from here over to the other side. It's going to want some corrections modifiers, so I'm going to add them. Yeah, because this has two layers to it, I think the easier solution is just going to be a soft select, especially because of all this excess detail. Because typically what most models have is it's just one layer, so it's a lot easier for it to kind of conform to the skin with some smoothness. But other times it can be a bit picky. So honestly, I mean, I can do it with both ways. It doesn't really matter to me. Alright, let's go corrections. Let's select all view. Let's go over here, move this back to its default, select invert. We'll give you all weight paint 1. And then for corrections 2, now that I know the solution, it's a lot easier. Yeah, and this should stretch back up once it goes to Titan Firm Large. Now, I obviously still have the FBX as an import, so I can always just go back if it ever needs some fixing. It looks like there is some smoothing that needs happening around here, so yeah, that looks to smooth it, but it looks like it doesn't like smoothness here. So what I'm gonna do for here, well, I'm gonna have to do this on both sides, but because the smoothness fixes our issue right here, but it causes more issues elsewhere, we're just going to simply remove the corrective smoothness from this area. So we're going to, am I on the wrong smoothness real quick? Yeah, I am. So that will keep it off here, and I'll put my strength off of this for a second, just so I can do some soft strokes, because you want to go in really soft. You don't want to go full hard, because then that's just going to look really weird. Just nice, gentle touch-ups. Nice strokes. That area is being a little bit stubborn, so we're going to go a little bit denser. now it looks like it's still trying to struggle, so we're gonna give it even heavier. Alright, so it looks like it needs a really heavy dose, so we're just gonna give it a really heavy dose. There we go. There. Perfect. And I don't think we're having the same issues over here. Or we might be, but we just can't see it because it's black. Which honestly is fine. Because that just means less cleanup for us. So we're gonna... Oh, that's why, because I didn't add the corrective smooth. Okay, now I kind of see them. Yeah, right there. So let's just go back over to our corrections. Because corrections, we have... Corrections 2 is basically what's not affected by the transform. And then corrections 1, the first one, that's what's not going to be affected by the smoothing. So that's why we're editing corrections 1. Because we want it to transform, but we don't want it to smooth. Okay, so there, that is, okay, wait, I forgot this, so we'll give it, this one we want just a light stroke. And then I can even go to add if I want, just to add on top of it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Alright, that looks pretty good. Yeah, that is pretty acceptable. Granted, there's a few buttons like right here, but honestly, we can just probably remove those buttons at the end. And if they are causing a bit of issues, yeah, like if they should be like that, yeah, just some bringing this all the way up will easily fix that problem. So if we're having a similar problem over here, which it doesn't look like we are, it just looks like there's one stretching problem right here and we can just delete that. Because sometimes there are unnecessary details that you don't need. Alright. Okay, so now we just need to pull this over to Tighten from Large. So we're going to right click and convert to mesh if we're satisfied with it. Does it look satisfied? Yes, it looks satisfied. I don't see any nipples poking out. It looks relatively intact. Okay. So we're going to convert this to a mesh. And then we're going to also convert this to a mesh. And now that this is on Biba plus medium, successfully on Biba plus medium, now we can go from medium to Tighten from Large. So we're going to add in the modifiers again. So surface deform and smooth corrective, surface deform, smooth corrective. Okay, now we can go over to here. You mean like this? How to make the clothes semi-transparent? Like this? Or like the duality bottoms? You just have to set it to alpha, I think it's alpha hashed. Yeah, alpha hashed. Because alpha blend kind of does this thing, where it goes like semi-transparent, but alpha hashed will make opaque things opaque while keeping the rest transparent. Oh. Oh, you mean, oh yeah, yeah, I'll see. Is how you go into X-ray mode while you're weight painting. Oh, I forgot to delete the duality top. Okay. So, it looks like the last thing that we need to do now is just make sure that the nipples go in a bit for this, because you'll have to like, because you know how we, okay, let me try to say this in a way that makes sense. You know how we just modified Bebo plus medium perky when we did the breast edit? So that breast edit it's permanent, like it is permanently on that shape key now. So like once this project finishes, like you'll probably just have to like re-download the project file to get the Bebo plus medium perky shape back to its original form, or just make a separate save when you're doing a project. Because once you do those modifications, like the shape keys get screwed up. So just whenever you start a project, just save a new file. Just in case whenever you do future ones, you want to have the same shape keys. Okay, so let's get the nipple kind of pushed in a bit. I don't think I have anything else selected. What? Oh. There we go. I see it. So let's push those in a bit. Yeah. So now we want to go... So if you want to go directly from Bebo Medium to Titan Firm Large, this is possible. That's not recommended because it doesn't work on every edge case, so I never mentioned in the document. But if you don't want to go from Bebo plus Medium to Titan Firm Medium and then Titan Firm Medium to Titan Firm Large, what you can do is select Titan Firm Large and say that you want the relative to, you want to set that to Bebo plus Medium. So now when you do this, you'll get, because this will now look distorted if I remove Bebo plus M, but now if you keep Bebo plus Medium active, you select Large and say make it relative to this shape, and then you go from 0 to 1, it will go directly from Medium to Large, Bebo plus Medium to Large. So if I pull up Titan Firm Full Body and I hide this, you can also see now, if I don't have that relative active, and I just enable Titan Firm Large, we have the exact same shape here as if I were to just go straight from Bebo plus Medium to Titan Firm Large. So that's a easy way to shortcut having to go from Bebo plus Medium to Medium, then Medium to Large. You just change the relative to, and you can go straight to it. So we're going to use that trick to get the rest of this stuff working. So let's bind it. And see what horrors unfold. Alright, so immediately... That's actually pretty good. We'll probably have to pull this down a bit. Yeah, we'll probably have to soft select this down a bit. But overall, we can just apply the whole spike thing. So, spikes were corrections 2. There you go, spikes are fixed. Or was it the other way around? I forget how we did it before. Am I... Oh, wait, it was corrections 1 for what we didn't want to. It's one of the two. Yeah, okay, it was this one. Yeah, this looks like something that we could fix with soft select. So this looks fine. We can remove the button here. Oh wait, this is smooth, so this is off. I do not know why it's doing that. Oh. Oh, is it? Oh, okay. I'm a derp. I just need to add a red line here. Okay. So we're gonna add... I don't know why that's happening. That's a bit weird. Oh, that's why. Okay. Maybe add a very... light touch. And then I'm assuming if I do this, the nipples are gonna show, right? Yeah. So just keep those out for the smoothness. Alright, so where is this looking weird? It looks like right here. And I think I can... I forgot that Titan Firm's body doesn't show back faces sometimes. Okay, we need to pull this out. Oh. Oh, I don't have these buttons selected. There we go. Okay. So can I pull this out while I'm in edit mode now? I can. Okay. No, I want normal mode. There we go. Alright, so probably just have a bit of weight paints to fix up here. Looks like there's one stubborn vertex in here. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with it. Oh, is it from the other one? Ah, I see. Okay, so I'll just touch it up very lightly. Ooh. Nice. Alright. That's looking fancy. Looking like there's a bit of wonkiness right here, but nothing that can't be touched up. I'm assuming that's just from all the... yeah. That's just from all the movement. Nothing a bit of a rotation can't solve. Let's turn on this. And I'm gonna try and... just mimic what I saw on the other side. So the corrections looked like this, the corrections 2 looked like this. Corrections 2. Okay. Corrections 2. That... oh, right, I did some soft select. There we go. Dang, that already looks pretty good. Just need to fix up right here. It was this one. There we go. Hmm. Nah, we'll undo that. This is fine how it is right here. Maybe just a very small... Ooh, okay, I didn't think about this. So this is trying to split the chest. But I don't want it to. So you're gonna stay. So I want to make this stay down the middle, so I'm gonna heavily paint that. And then I'm gonna do that on both sides. And that's for corrections 2, 1. Okay, so this... Yeah, there we go. Looks like there's some stuff going on right here. I don't know if that's just alpha hash though. No, that's opaque. And that is also from smoothness, so I'm going to... Oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure that just all these lines need smoothing just because they're separate parts. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Okay. Let's switch that up. And I'm assuming this needs it too, unless it's special. Nope, it looks pretty special. Okay, maybe the bottom will need some. The bottom will need some just to make sure that it stays down around the belt where it was at. And I'll just lower this one down a bit too, just so it can stay where the belt is. Well, it would make it easier if I got rid of the spikes, but keeping the spikes in is also what adds to the challenge. So, I enjoy it. It's good to tackle. I mean, like, in all fairness, yes, they are very annoying, and yes, using just soft select and sculpt, because the thing is, on the porting tool documentation, I'm pretty sure I specify this. I'm pretty sure I specify it in the documentation. Let me get it out. Where is it? Yeah. Attempting to work on an alternative method, because you'll have to do extra steps and yada yada yada. Know in advance that you may find difficulty porting more intricate mods with several 3D attachments, such as floating chains, straps. You could easily add spikes in there, because it's just not made for that kind of thing. Because the fact that, like, just the fact alone that this has shading for the spikes makes the spikes difficult to use. But what I can do is just move the spikes back. So we've already finished this. We've defined this is okay, this looks good, this is... Oh, no it's not. I just noticed. The, Okay, now it's good. So now I'm going to convert it to a mesh. Convert this to a mesh. Okay, so now this distorted geometry here I can fix. So I can just select this with L. I'm going to push it right back in. Turn off my soft select and there you go. So fix that one. There, fix that one. We'll just delete this button because it's not needed. And we will delete the buttons over here. Yep, this distorted button. Let's do the same over here. Delete the button. Right, we're in the cleanup phase. This is the home stretch. Yeah, but we already just converted to mesh, and I could have smoothed it, but I didn't notice it, and now it's too late. And I really don't want to go back, because I want to move on to the other two. And the more that I think about this, I don't even think that this would be much more tame, even if I just use soft select, just because of the way this thing is designed. It's not really... I'm assuming I'm making an assumption here, but I'm gonna just check. Okay, well the original mod isn't credited, but I'm assuming that it's coming from a mod from a person who made a DAS port, because DAS ports are extremely difficult to port sometimes, just because the way they do their geometry is very weird. Sometimes, because then that goes to how the creator on DAS is making their models, which can range in a pretty large variety, and then you don't really know what you're dealing with. Okay, so we got this all figured out. We can go ahead and just delete the breast area, or the nipple area here, just so we don't have any chance of that poking through. Okay, that's gone. Oh wait, why did I do that on... Yeah, why did I do that? Sorry. Let me go back. Okay. Yeah, this button is all over the place. This is not ideal, but it could be better if I separated them and then soft selected them, but the complex geometry is just not what this is made for. So we're gonna move on past it. Now that we've converted them to the mesh though, I can remove my corrections vertexes, and then I can re-add the armature modifier that goes back to en route. You don't need this part if you're not on Bibo anymore, so I'm going to remove that. And now I think we just need to transfer weights. So we're going to... First I want to see what this thing's actual weights are, just to make sure that I don't mess it up. Okay, so it's just basic weight assignment, got it. Okay. Looks good. Coolio. Okay, so let's add a data transfer. Data transfer, make the source the body. Vertex groups by nearest face. Or nearest edge. Some people say nearest edge gives better results, but I'm a bit skeptical about that because nearest edge gives this kind of boxy look. I don't know if it's visible to you guys, but that's... I find face to be smoother, in my opinion. Anyways, I'm gonna apply, and then I'm going to select all, and then I'm going to weights, smooth, with all groups, and I think 1 is good for now. Oh shoot, did I not? Oh no, hold up, I need to back up. I don't think I did generate vertex layers. Okay, there, now it had... Whoa, that voice crack. Now it has the proper ones. So now it should... There we go. So now if I do this, and I go to these, because you'll see right here this has a sharp cutoff, kind of. So that's why we select everything and then we go to smooth, because now this looks smooth. It doesn't look weird. And I think 2 is maybe 1. 1 looks good enough. Alright. So this side is ready. Now we can go over to here, apply a data transfer to this side, generate data layers. Nearest face interlocated. Go down here, weights, smooth, all groups, iterations 1. And did you say you already had the bottoms working? You just needed the top? Because I don't want to do the bottoms, to be honest with you. I mean, I'll still be able to pair the previous... Ah, okay. Well, the bottoms will be a lot easier to get to than the top. Well, I mean, it's fine. I'm pretty sure I'll get to the bottoms later, but I'm gonna go to the other 2 first, but I will test out the top, that's for sure. Okay, so I think that's it. I think everything is now ready to go. I just need to check for faces, so everything for faces looks okay. Is everything here applied with all transforms? So select hierarchy, object, apply all transforms. Alright, that looks good. Delete the Bebo part. Everything is bound to en route 1. Alright, that's good. So I'm going to... Now what I'm going to do, before I export, is instead of taking this top part here, I'm going to go to top split real quick, and I'm going to copy I think the safe work chest, no, we might want, oh, actually, yeah, okay, the large safe work chest looks just right for what we want. So we're going to just remove all the shape keys from this. Sorry, before I mess with this, I'm going to I'm just going to not mess with it. Duplicate this, bring it down here. That'll be Titan Firm Chest part 0.0. So that'll be the main chest. So I'll just name it main chest, because we want to apply attributes, so our gloves and stuff will work with this this outfit. So we'll copy down the elbows and the wrist as well. So the elbows will Titan Firm elbows part 0.1, and then the wrist will be part 0.2. And now we just need to... Okay, a cool trick that I learned recently is I know in the guide that I said that you had to like select each of these objects and then select a parent. I found out that if you select all the objects that you want to pair to en route, you hit Control and then select en route, and then you hit Control P in the viewport. You can set parent to object, and now they all go right into en route. So you don't need to do it individually if you do it that way. I figured this out only recently. I did not know this when I wrote the guide, but it is a lot more efficient way to bind everything to en route prior to your export. So, good to know. But, moving on. Let me just bind everything to en route real quick. And then export. I need to get that off medium and remove its shape keys. There we go. Okay, now it's ready. So select everything. We're going to export. as projects, quality port, Titan firm, selected objects. Do not add leaf bones, export FBX. Then we can go back into here. Human lender female. Okay, so now we just need to change this Bebo. So we're going to go to custom, and then we're just going to erase out the Ebo. So there we go. Hit enter. Now for here, on the elbows, we'll remove this wrist attribute, and we'll just add the elbow attribute. And then on wrist, we'll remove the neck attribute, and then we'll add the wrist attribute. This will make it so that these parts of the hands will hide whenever you wear like vanilla gloves or something, and they won't clip through. The add leaf bones, I actually, okay, this is a good question. The add leaf bones, sorry, I'm gonna save this as a backup before just in case this crashes, so I'm gonna back up, save. Okay. It basically what it does is it appends a duplicate of every single end bone in an armature whenever you export it. But the problem is that if you continue to export and import that same model and you're adding leaf bones every single time, what you end up doing is you end up having a model with like 7 or 8 leaf bones. And let me show you what can happen if something like that happens. I think I did it with my old arm binder. Oh, well, I guess it's not there. But if you do import one of my old arm binder mods, it'll have like, it'll look like this on every single bone. It looks like that on every bone. It is so annoying to deal with. But yeah, that's why you never check add leaf bones. It is a nightmare. Okay, anyway, so we have this in here. That looks fine, so we're just gonna import it. And that should transfer it over to Titan Firm correctly. It did! Yay! So now we're just gonna create an advanced mod pack. Usually what you would do is just make a mod pack with only the model so that you can provide credit to the original author and say you must download their mod first. Mine is just the model file, so like you don't include the textures, but for the sake of me wanting to transfer this into Penumbra just to test it live, I'm going to include everything. So if you ever want to like publicize this port at any point, Devo, just remove all the materials from it and just have the file on it. Just the model, I mean. Because otherwise you're pretty much just like ripping someone else's work, modifying it a bit, and then re-uploading. So we're going to include the metadata and then the model. There we go. Now let's go into here. I'm just gonna spam these real quick, just so I can get my battle log filled up. Alright, there we go. That looks successful to me. Let's undye that real quick, just so you can see the actual white. And I don't see any clipping when I'm moving around. Yeah. So there we go. There was and the spikes, the thing about the spikes, and something that you commonly don't really notice, is that, like, in Blender, we can notice how terrible these buttons look, but if you get inside the actual game, like, even if I shove myself up against a wall, where does the camera zoom in? The camera's going through everything. Here. Even if you zoom in, you still can, like, barely notice it. So it's just some of those details, like, you don't really notice it in game, so you don't really have to worry about it. But yeah. There's the top half done. And the dyes still work, from what I see. Alright, so there's duality done. So I will post that in... Well, actually, I will not post that in porting tool results. I will give it to you so you can do with it what you want. You can choose to extract the material files and just keep the model file, figure out the legs, and then maybe post it as a port. That is up to you. Where is it? Okay. She has max bust size, so this is not clipping on that for Viera, so yeah, I think this is pretty solid. Usually, that's where some clipping can happen if you don't account for max breast slider on some stuff. But that seems to work out, so coolio. Okay. So that's one done, so let's kill that, and then Gen 2 to Eve is going to be very interesting. Now, I did want to mention this, but like, theoretically, I really wish there was a way to just go like straight from Vivo plus medium Parky to Gen 3, but you can't really do that just because of the way that the UVs are, because everything is working, the porting tool is all working through UVs because everything has a UV, so like, this has a UV if you go to XL, like it has the same UV. So as long as it has the same UV, it works. That's why it's so difficult to go through everything. What I did to achieve the Gen 3 to Bebo port is I basically spent a week with Naughty and Caroline, and I asked them to help me out on how close of a model I could possibly get to Bebo without using Bebo's UV. So this is Bebo Plus, like it's literally almost 1-to-1, but Bebo Plus's UVs are like this, and the mimicked Bebo Plus that I made with Titan Firm has this. So that's why you can't just go from a Gen 3 straight to a Bebo's, because they still have the separate UVs. It's just, this is a very cleverly mimicked Bebo Plus using Gen 3 topology. Otherwise, it wouldn't need to be a two-step process, but it sadly is. Yeah, I almost gave up on the whole project until Caroline and whatnot were willing to help me out with that, because I sucked at modeling just the basic bodies in general. I cannot do that for the life of me. Okay, so we're gonna go and do this. This should be hopefully easier, assuming that there are no shape keys. Yeah, no shape keys. Yeah, no shape keys for a Gen 2 outfit. Okay, this should be relatively easy. And we just need to go from Titan Firm to... Yeah, you're welcome. Let me see. So for this one, the main thing to note is that the skin so the neck and everything else, because this is still a Gen 2, so this only has a part of the skin that goes out to the coat. So all we need to do is just find a chest size / shape that has a similar length. So if I hide this, and we don't really care about that so much, we have some options here that we can pick from. So there's the vanilla closest to Gen 2, which already looks like that is a perfect option for us. We have small, which that kind of looks not as good. Yeah, so I think the closest to vanilla 2 is the best option to use here. So I'm going to just pick the simple approach, and I'm going to select both of these and see if I'm able to mirror. Okay, I can. So I'll just push this up here. Using soft select. Up here, there's a little X mirror button. Sometimes, some meshes you can't do it with, so I'm lucky that I can. But yeah, if you turn this off, then you can only move one side. If you turn it on, then you move both. It looks like these are sharing some topology, so I might want to... Are they in different groups? I don't know if they're in different groups. Let me go back to my layout. Oh, they are in different groups. Shame. Oh well. I don't know. Yeah, because see, this is something funky that it does. Like you see it moves with you here, but it's not moving with me over here. It's kind of splitting. So this is what I meant by it doesn't work all the time, sadly. So I guess I can't use it after all. But what I can do is I can just do this. So look at it from the side, and then I'm gonna slowly move that up there. And then I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I'm gonna select this and just move it slowly up around to the side. And I can even rotate it this way a bit, just to get it to match the shape. So I'll have to do the same thing on this side too. There we go. Alright, so the next thing that we kind of want to do, let me look at this topology. So this is Gen 2 topology. So one thing that I'm going to do is, first I'm going to just merge vertices, see if anything breaks. If it does break, then I'll undo it, of course. Okay, well that broke something. I don't know what it broke, but it broke something. Oh, is it? Does this have... I think this has... No, this has single-sided faces. Interesting. Oh, wait. No? We're covering how to go from Gen 3 to Vivo, Vivo to Gen 3, and vanilla mods all at once. This is interesting. Oh, you know what? Actually, hold up. I think I know something that we could do. So, I got a cool new plugin. It's called Yet Another Vertex Normal Editor, if you want to look it up. I don't know how well it's going to behave, but I'm going to try it. Because it should allow me to do this, and then do this. I don't know if that's doing what it should. Let me try it again. I still see some sharp angles there. But I think that's just because... Well, after I merge, actually, I'm gonna subdivide. Now I'm gonna try it. Or do I not subdivide like that? I think I did it wrong. Heck. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's the wrong subdivide. I'll just try it the other way then. Control, set from faces. Rectangle to that side. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I am derping out so hard all the time. I did not set it to quads before I tried resurfacing it. That's why I'm messing up. Okay, let me try this again. Tries to quads. Yes, now you have the issue. Okay. Wait. Mark, are these? Alright, see you. Oh. Oh. These are double faces. But they're also applied to the same spot. I always wonder why people do this. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I get it was something that we did back in Gen 2 days, but like, it just... Sorry, I'm trying to find the right map for this. Oh my gosh, what map do you use? I cannot. Yeah, if... Well, because it's like, what I don't get about the Gen 2 stuff is you have, like, you have a texture on one side, and then you have a texture on the other side, but both sides of the texture are both, like, displaying the same thing. I think that in the long run, like, if you show a back face, it just takes up more memory than if you have two sides textured without back faces. I think that's the reason why people used to do it, but it feels like it's just such a minuscule thing because nobody does it anymore. And you can also just show back faces and it's going to show the same thing on the other side anyways. I mean, yeah, that's true. People could have just not known any better. Okay, let me just figure out which one is the inside out. Okay, so this is the inside out. So if I take this and I just move this out, this is fine. This looks fine. This is okay. We don't need this. Okay. Yeah, so just, we don't need you. Goodbye. So I'm gonna figure out all the ones that are facing inside out, and then just remove them. So there are some use cases in some mods, I will say that here and now, where people actually do use back faces, like two things with textures on opposite sides, where they are mapped differently on here. And for those ones, you will need to keep both sides, just because if you don't, then you're obviously not going to see the texture on each side. I know Pixelated has a guide on it, I think, somewhere. But, like, if you ever do run into that special use case, so I'd recommend going there for Pixelated's guide. I cannot say that. Pixelated's. Yes. That is a nightmare that I will just not deal with. It's like trying to say started, but then you like have to say S at the end. EDS, like that is very hard to English. Okay. So this looks fine here. I'm satisfied with this. I think in the back it's going to look a bit weird, but we also have the fur covering this, so honestly it doesn't really matter, especially because the chest is in the way here. And if we just enable back faces, we'll still be able to see the back side of this dress, so it doesn't really matter in the end. I really need to make chains like this at some point where it's just a normal map trick. You just have the chain texture on here. That was really smart of them. Just doing that. Anyways. So I'm gonna merge vertices now. And then I'm gonna subdivide. And then I'm going to retriangulate again. Well, actually no I won't, because it's better to keep it in quads when you do the porting tool. This is obviously going to be a... This is going to be... Words... Why? What? Oh, this probably has some dual sides too. Yep. No, that's just one side. That's just one side as well. Oh, it's just these are... Okay, well I don't care about this because we're gonna enable back faces, so... Don't care about it. Let's subdivide it. There we go. Now I can merge, and now that looks fine. Alright, let's implement the body. So we want tight and firm, set to... Well, set to this, we already have it. Set to what we want. At least I'm assuming so. It looks like it goes down a bit more though. It looks like a... Well, that may just be me though, I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to go up at this gradual angle? I'm willing to give it a shot. Because what could possibly go wrong? Famous last words. That's a data transfer, not a smooth. Oh, I should probably... Yeah, let me... Now that I've subdivided, let me use a sculpt tool to push this above the surface. If it's working? I don't think it's working. Do I have it on the right thing? Oh wait, it's because I bound it. There we go. So sculpt. There we go. There. Sculpting is kind of like self-selecting, except it's like automated self-selecting. So you can kind of do stuff like under the armpit and other things like that a lot faster. Uh-oh. Why did it stop there? Oh, because this is the end of the cloth, that's why. Oh! Yeah, that was the downside of using sculpting. I forgot. Is that it's going to run into some troubles when you try to do this kind of thing. So I'm gonna have to join all three of these together. If I want to do this. Well, I mean, actually, what I can do, if I want to split them back up afterward, and I figured I'd mention this now, just a cool little trick that I figured out. But if you press Alt and Shift, and then you go along the lines on the edge, and then you hit Mark as Sharp, you can use a Sharp as like a temporary placeholder to, you can use a Sharp as a temporary placeholder for whenever you want to split the mesh back up afterward, because you can always just select everything and then redo the like set to faces to make them all have the same shading again, if you want to like have attributes and stuff active still. So I'm gonna do that, and now that these are marked with shapes, or sharps, I think I still need to do that over here though. Oh yeah, I already messed that up here. So I'm gonna have to fix that here, but mark that with a sharp. Going to subdivide these because I subdivided the other ones. And now I should be able to select all three of these, join them. Yeah, and they'll still have their sharps there. And then when you merge by distance, make sure to check sharp edges so they stay there. I forgot to blend these. Uh-oh, I got stuck inside. There we go. So I forgot to do this, so I'm just gonna quickly join these. Oh my gosh. Register. Well, if you want, so, okay. So, someone just asked in Discord, is there any reason to keep the arm pieces split up over joining them together? The reason is, there is, because when you import, you know, like this model, by setting part 1 to elbow and part 2 to wrist attributes, basically if you hide if you wear like short gloves, it's going to hide this part, and if you wear like long gloves, it's going to hide all of this if you add those attributes. So if we keep these parts split for like clothing, and then we assign this to like an elbow, then if we wear long gloves, it's going to hide all this part of the mesh. So it'll basically allow you to wear various like vanilla or modded gloves with the top if you add those attributes and keep them split. But if you join them all together, you can't really distinguish what's an elbow and what's not. And so when you if you put an attribute on like all of this, when it's just joined as one object, it's going to hide the whole top whenever you wear gloves, and then you just go naked. So you don't want that. Unless you do, but I don't know. That's not what I want to have happen. That's for sure. Alright, so now that everything's blended together, now I can use the sculpt properly. And now right towards the end, I want to use the soft select instead. Just because I don't want to mess up with the edges at all. But then I'll go back to sculpting over here. Looks like I forgot to attach. Looks like I forgot to merge some stuff here. Okay, well maybe that's actually just a sculpt issue. Nope, it's not. I don't know what that is, but whatever. It's gonna be barely noticeable in game and I can guarantee that. Okay, so moving on to this. Not that. Okay, so this looks fairly finished. I don't see any cons here. So, here we go. Let me move over to here, sculpt this up real quick. Oh, I'm guessing this has unbind. There we go. Sweet, and now if we just go over to this lock, I'm just going to soft select this, bring this out a bit, maybe touch right here, bring that out, touch up right here, bring that out, there we go. So chances are I'm not going to apply this to the porting tool and I'm just going to manually modify this because A, it looks intricate, and B, I really do not want to mess up this pretty little design. You're welcome. Take care. Oh, I just realized this definitely goes below the body, so I need to use full body. I totally forgot about that. me unbind those two then. Unbind and unbind. Let's take out. There we go. And let's watch the horrors unfold. So we want to go to Eve. Where is it? Eve 2. We want to set our relative to the chest of vanilla. And there we go. Okay, so that's the basic gist. And maybe... I think this is just a jumble, so I can probably just use soft select for this, so I don't need to really care about it. And I also don't need to care about this. The only two things that I really need to care about are these. Yep, does not distort too much, you are correct. Alright, sorry I'm back. I had to step away for a moment. But we're here. Okay. So we need to probably apply some smoothness. Especially on this. I'm going to increase the smoothness and see what happens. Okay, so we definitely want to increase smoothness right around here. But it looks like we want less smoothness here. Potentially some avoidance. I'm not sure why this is doing this. I have a feeling I know why though. Let me check inside real quick. Yeah, that's why. Okay. So let's move this back up again. And then we're going to try to conform this a bit more. I had the arm selected by accident. Okay. Select these. I'm just trying to get my camera inside of there real quick. Okay, so I really want to get this. There we go. want to get it to kind of behave like that for as much of this as it possibly can. Because the closer that we have it to the underside, the easier it's going to convert, I'm pretty sure. Or at least it is eluding me to think so. I'm just gonna go into full X-ray mode. Why? Okay, so you are fine there. You're fine there. You need a little bit of a push-up right here. There we go. Maybe like that. And then the inner piece. Okay. That's... I feel... Oh, why was it... Hold up, why... I'm very confused now. Oh, it's because I was mid-deform. Whatever. At least I know what's happening. So it's just because the dress is a bit too low from the breast when it does the transformation, but we can just soft select it back in anyways afterwards, so it's whatever, I guess. Yeah, we can just shrink it back down inside. Yeah, it looks like we can. Okay, so we're just gonna, as typical, we're gonna add a corrections group in. And then we're going to do this. I'm going to weight paint on the corrections group. Let's do a light gradient. It goes kind of in a radius. We'll give a very light stroke. We'll set it to add. Let's go down the middle to start. So something like that. And then okay, so we want to make a duplicate that goes without the corrections. So the one without corrections will have roughly, I'd say, well, I think maybe this needs some extra smoothing too. So I would say it needs about, we can give it maybe 2 or 3. But there is a chance that we won't even need to do that. So what happens if I go back into weight paint mode and I just hard paint this all the way around here? We get something that comes out relatively good. Now what about here? This can help flatten it. And then it just looks like this needs a little bit of a push out. So if we enable all these features here, and then we grab this, now that it's been smooth, actually I think we can even smooth it more. So this is looking better. Now if we I'm gonna probably go to global here and just push this out a bit. Go back over to normal. I think it actually makes better sense if I had it be less like that. So it looks like, yeah, the way that this is here, yeah, a more smooth gradient is probably better. Alright, so we're getting somewhere. Ooh. Nah. I think this looks better, to be honest. Just that. I think that looks more natural. Maybe bend it slightly more down like that. And then give this some extra smoothness. And then make sure that this has 0 weights along here. Oh, these are... Yeah, whatever. We'll just leave it at this. This is fine. This is fine enough. Fine enough to me, at least. So we're just gonna do the rest now. The rest looks like it can be done with soft select. Can the same be said for this? I think I'll probably just need to soft select this, but otherwise, this looks alright. Maybe give it a few less smooths. Yeah. Or just no smooths. It honestly looks like no smooths is better. Yeah, no smooths. Yeah, no smooth. So we'll just do no smooth for this. I say that right as I find an area that might need smoothness. There we go. 3. We'll just give it a corrections modifier just to say where we want it to be. So we want it to only apply a corrections modifier here. Why are you hiding in there? Oh my gosh. I keep getting my camera stuck in like bones and stuff. And there I go again. Okay. This looks good. So I'm gonna convert this to a mesh now. And then I'm just gonna do soft select cleanup. So let me remove the corrections vertex from each. There we go. Corrections vertex gone. I forgot to hide the bones. That would explain why my camera was so jank. I'm pretty sure most of this won't matter because the fur will probably be covering it up. And then this just needs to be readjusted to go kind of back down more. There. There. And then we'll just pull this out a bit. There we go. Nice. And I think the last thing that needs a bit of touch up is this. Needs to kind of go over there. There. And cover that up. And then move this further back in there. Now what we're going to do for this body specifically after we transfer weights is we're just going to kind of delete most of the body. So we don't really have to worry about it. Okay, so we have this, which honestly, yeah, this can just be soft selected. So we're just going to take like that vertex right there, if I can select it. There. And then there. Yep, that looks good enough. There we go. Okay, so I think we just need to lock all the skirt weights. And we're not going to reweight this, I don't think so. At least, I hope not. We should, just for the heck of it. Yeah, I don't think you can mirror the fur. Well, at least it's more of just I don't want to touch it right now. because it looks wild enough as is. Now I wonder if... Oh, well I guess this is Gen 2 to Gen 3, so the weights will be incredibly different regardless. Or at least I'm assuming that. I can always double check. Let's go to B, that's where it's mostly the largest difference. Yeah, we need to do a weight transfer. Because it's different enough. Okay. So let's get rid of the Titan front body and then pull out the Eve body. Because we're just going straight to Eve. Oh, yeah, and we did apply the... Okay, Eve full body. Looking good, looking good. Alright, there's a little bit of fix-up to do here, and that's perfectly fine. Just a few sculpts. Then I think we can use the sculpt tool to... Oh, is this not... No, this has their... Whatever. I was just gonna say that it was possible to kind of like try to sculpt down this, but whatever. I actually kind of like this more. Okay. So we're just gonna do a quick weight transfer. Well, I say quick, but I don't really know how quick it's gonna be. Yeah, there's gonna need to be some smoothing here. Yeah, definitely some smoothing right here. And then... J-Cosai is there, but... I think these have weights on them, so... Yeah, these definitely have some weights, and they're gonna... probably be taking precedence. So we're gonna apply this. We're gonna select one of the... We're going to select one of these locked ones. Hit normalize all. Hit locked active to all groups. And now, J-Cosai should be conforming correctly. Yep. There we go. Now J-Kosei is no longer red down there, and it's given its weight to the skirt, or the dress. And now we can smooth all by, let's do 5. Yeah, I think 5 is good enough. And we can do the same thing for here. Add a data transfer, make Eve the base body. All the cloth stuff is locked from here to here. Good. So let's apply. Select one of the lock layers, go into weight paint mode. Select all, normalize all groups active. J-Kosei is giving room for the dress parts, good. And then we just need to select all, smooth 5. Or I'm gonna do 3 actually, because there was a lot of dress weights in that. And then I'm going to this is just a top piece, right? Okay. And then I think the last thing that I'm going to convert is just going to be this piece. Because it should hopefully do this right. Let me... yeah. Okay, let's get rid of Eve full body. Let's pull out the Eve top split. Well, yeah, actually top split, because we only need... yeah, we only need the one part. So we're gonna bring that down. Part 0.0. Control P to parent. Get rid of the extra sizes. And then get rid of the parts that are not visible. So that would be oh my gosh, camera, just work with me, please. There. Yes. I mean, it also reduces poly count, but... yeah, it's less clipping work for me to deal with. Okay, I'm just gonna... there. That should be fine. Now select inverse, delete face. There we go, okay. Oh, right, we were gonna split this back up. Not that yet. I'm gonna select this. Going to 2, remove sharps, going back to 3. Separate. Okay, so now all I need to remember is that 1.5 is the elbow, and wait, what's 1.6? Huh? Whatever. I'll just make that 1.7. 1.5 is the elbow, 1.6 is the wrist. One 1.2 and 1.6 are the wrist. Because I gotta remember the little pom-poms too. So 1.2 is also part of the wrist. Oh, and I should probably make sure that everything is triangulated again. Oh, right, this isn't Eve, this is Gen 2. Oh, I forgot to assign skin elements. Whoopsies. Well, I'm gonna select all of these, control select this, copy modifiers, now all of them will have the correct one. Cancel. Let's open that up and try it again. There we go. Let's customize the skin, change it to B. Oh, and also that to 2. There we go. And then it was 1.2. Wait. Okay, 1.2 is wrist. Oh, 1.5 was the elbows. Wait, no, not 1.4, 1.5. Yeah, elbow. And then wrist. I'm just gonna assume that that's on the right one. And then we're also going to want to update material C to show back faces. Because we deleted our back faces. Come on, loaded. There you go. Now I'm not sure why this isn't showing the back faces. Or maybe like it does, it's just that we can't see it unless... This is on 1.4. What's 1.4 on? Import, use existing, group 1. Oh, it's on B. Okay. I just need to make B transparent as well. And then I think... So this should fix it. Oh, well... It does say show... We do say show back faces, so even though it looks invisible, it's probably going to do it anyways. If I go to viewer options and I turn on cull mode, we can still see it. So it's there. We're gonna see it in game because we have show back faces. Yeah, so it'll look fine in game. So let me just create a chilly morning, Eve 2 port, blah. I spelled that wrong. There we go. And then okay, so the dress still works, so that's great. There seems to be like some minor clipping towards the rear, but that can probably be easily fixed with a bit of weight touch-up, but yeah, it looks to be mostly working. I mean, I'm not personally seeing any clipping. It seems to be working. Alright. Oh. I was gonna do a third port, but honestly, I'm starting to get pretty tired. Not like of doing this, but just in general. Well, the subdivisions... I mean, the subdivisions are one thing, and then there's the weighting with the needing to account for the scopes and stuff, but honestly, a lot of the ports, what they just have in common is you just gotta know when to use sculpts and when to use soft selects. Oh, and the other thing that I was gonna show before I stop was that if you did like put on gloves or something, it does hide the arms like it should, because we gave it the proper attributes. Yeah, so this will work. Or if like we have the witch gloves, that works too. The only issue I'm having is I think that there's some shading mockery right there, but that's barely noticeable unless you explicitly point it out anyways. Yeah, pretty much just delete them and then delete the ones that are facing inside out, and then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the back faces. And then you just make sure that you enable the ba to even enable the back faces when you know, when you're going to import them. Is it usually blue like this, by the way? I don't know if that's... Because, like, if that's the case, then, like, I guess that's what the back faces do, but I don't know. Yeah, it probably is. There. But yeah, there's the port. Let me go ahead and toss that in. Alright. I think I'll just stick with those two ports for now, because I gotta show now on footage how to do Gen 2 to Gen 3 and go from Bebo to Gen 3. So now that's all on camera, albeit a pretty long camera, because this went on for a while. A lot longer than I anticipated it to. But, you know, once you know the rhythm, you can tackle it down a lot faster. I remember when I was using this a while back, I could do ports in like 10 to 20 minutes, so it wasn't that bad. But I had to definitely get back in the swing of things, but I still figured out how to do it at the end, so, you know, just know when to soft select and when to sculpt, and yeah. I think the blood spiller one is actually really easy, or it could be really easy, but I'm also not sure. And I don't really want to try right now. Alright. I'm going to end